Hello my friends, it's time, So, want to welcome you to the stream. I hope that quite a few people are joining tonight, because we have some exciting thing to do here. We're gonna unbox the Creality High Combo. And yeah, this is the new hoodies, the new logos, slowly switching to the new font and the new merch. Actually not ready. Benel Ems, I have something to do outside, sadly lack. Well, that's unfortunate, but you if you just listen with one ear, you can still participate in the giveaway and maybe hear some of the findings that we're gonna have today. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, you can always watch the recording on YouTube. How this is going to work, basically what we're going to do is we're going to unbox the printer first, and then we're going to get started, hopefully without any issues, to print our first test print. And since this is a multicolor printer, we are going to, of course, we're going to print something with multiple colors. That's the plan. And this is obviously a massive box. So one thing that I need to fix here, I want to see the camera. Let me see, full screen. I think this is good. So yeah, this is obviously a pretty large box, and I have the table on the lowest position. Still, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge to get this out, and we need a lot of space. Now, the second thing of the day is that we are also giving away a 3D printer. So I hope this is the right direction. Yeah, in this corner you see I still have the Ender 3 V3 for a giveaway. Now, if you remember, we have already given away this printer a couple of months ago, and then we figured out that the person that has won is living in a country where they can't actually receive the printer without paying a huge amount of taxes. And then I decided to not give away printers that I have to ship to countries anymore. And I figured, okay, I still want to give away 3D printers because I still have too many of them, which sounds crazy, but that's the truth. Things have been piling up in my workshop and in the basement, and I have a lot of, even also the older printers. I want to get rid of a lot of the stuff that I have here because it's just piling up, and it's not in use. So things out. I have to get some space, basically free up some space. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to restrict, and that's like maybe for some of you, maybe might be a little bit of a disappointment, but also maybe not, because it's like, but if I'm looking at the time, a lot of you are probably watching from some of these countries, one of the countries here on the list. So I am only sending stuff to the European Union, Switzerland, UK, Ireland, and the rest of Europe, excluding Russia. If you wanna, if you consider Russia to be part of Europe, whatever. So we're only sending to these countries. We're not sending to any other country, Asia, I don't know, Australia, the USA, because the shipping cost alone for anything shipping over 10 kilogram to any of these countries is more expensive than a 3D printer, for example. So it is too expensive, and then there is also taxes that have to be paid by the receiver, which are basically making this a completely invaluable thing. And that's why I'm restricting sending out any stuff in the future to this list of countries, because that's the only countries where we can send stuff to with a reasonable shipping cost, and where also like the tax situation is okay. But for some of the rest of Europe, it might still be that there might be some taxes that are pretty high. It depends very much on the countries. For example, Croatia or Bulgaria, whatever, that might be still the case, but at least the shipping costs are reasonably, I would say, affordable. But you have to double check. I think it is fair to tell you that you probably should double check the import taxes that you might have to pay if you get anything shipped from Germany. So, but again, this is what we will do. Yeah, so I'm leaving it open to you. If you are living in any of the other countries and you still want to participate, you will probably have to pay for the shipping cost yourself, because my personal limit here for shipping anything, I've said that is the most expensive DHL package for the list of countries, which is around, I think, 60 euros for shipping a 20+ kilo package. And I'm not willing to pay more for it, because then it's kind of ridiculous getting out of hands. So that's why we have to restrict the list of countries. So with that out of the way, I think we should give a shout out to everyone who's here and also define the rules of the game. So hello, Slayer, Benel, AMZ, TechVoid, Xylion, Luke Bradford, Slayer, who else is here? Like, who else is in the chat? Tanke, Ahan, welcome everyone who's already posting in the chat. The chat window that you're seeing here is only Twitch, because also, I think it's only Twitch, is it? Probably, yeah, probably only Twitch. Because also the giveaway is also running on Twitch. So how does the giveaway work? You can participate by watching the stream on Twitch. I mean, you don't have to watch on Twitch, but at least you have to have the stream open on Twitch. Then you will gain 5 nozzles, which is the loyalty points that I have on Twitch every 10 minutes. So I think every 10 minutes you get 5 points. If you want to know how this works, you can hit ! giveaway into the Twitch chat, and it will show you the rules of the giveaway. And then at any time, probably towards the end of the stream when we're doing the giveaway, like just before we're doing it, it makes sense to like enter your nozzles into the pot, right? If you want to participate in this specific giveaway, you can do that. You can put a specific number in, you can put everything in. Everything is like all of the rules and how it works is also explained on the website that you will see popping up once you enter ! giveaway into the Twitch chat. And then basically at the end of the stream, we're gonna give away the printer. now with that, let's get started. Without further ado, let's not delay this anymore. Here we go with the unboxing. I pretty much think this is straightforward. What we also need to do, and you can already start thinking about it, and maybe gonna do a little bit on the side, some research on Maker World, printables, Creality Cloud, wherever you like. Maybe get started on Creality Cloud because that's what we are going to show off anyways. Find some, I would say, reasonably small, but still big enough, like maybe something that is printable with a couple of centimeters of height, maybe like 1 to 2 inch height maximum, or I mean, we can scale stuff up and down, of course, but find something that you like me to print and have it ready for later as a link, so we can take a look, and you can post that on Discord. Now we're going to talk about Discord in a second, because that's the Discord server is where you can post links. You cannot post links here in the chat. This is blocked for obvious reasons, but on the Discord server you can still post some links, and we'll have a little channel created for the stream so you can post your links there. So I think what we want to do is check if the camera works. Yes, probably have to move it so we can see what's coming with this printer. Maybe we need to even move it a bit further. So what's in the box? Probably what we have here, there is a pretty big package of PTFE tube, which is likely for this multi-material unit. That's probably the thing that everyone is most excited about. Here we have the connection cables, and honestly, funny enough, the cable connectors are pretty similar to what Bamboo Lab is using. It's a 6-pin connector. It looks very similar, to be honest. Then what else do we have here? This is interesting. This looks like a 4-channel filament connector. It is probably for, I'm not sure if this is for 1 unit or if it's for like 4 units of this multi-material thingy. We're gonna figure out. Anyways, we're gonna figure this out. So, did I forget anyone? 3D Snafu, yeah, welcome. Let me adjust the camera here. So, 3D Snafu, who else has joined? Don't be shy. You can leave a message in the chat. Optimus Prime. Welcome to the stream. So, I guess, at least from these little slots, that's everything. And we want to take out the foamies. What else? Oh, this is the handle. Optimus Prime, thanks for the follow. We also have a little game running. So every 5 subscribers, we're gonna run the wheel, and either I'm going to give away 1 or 2 subscribers, 1 or 2 subs on Twitch, or I'm gonna eat super hot nuts, either the Reaper nuts or the Chipotle nuts. That's something I want to continue doing. It was quite fun. So we are going to see if we are going to make that goal happen today. So what can we take out? I guess I want to figure out how I need to take this unit out without dropping it. Maybe this way. Let me see. Okay, so this is the multi-material unit. I'm gonna show you everything in a second. So this is the multi-material unit. We're gonna keep it here for a second. What else? A little package, probably with some instructions, or have no idea. What is it? Cable. Is this everything? Okay, this is the European cable. We don't really need it, but yeah, let's keep it here. Foam, foam, and more foam. To be honest, the rest looks pretty small, actually, the rest. But it is, like, effectively, if you think about it, it's only, probably it's just something very similar in size to an Ender 3 V3. Like, it's, from the pictures, it looks very similar. There's another cable, but that is the Chinese, I'm not sure if it's Chinese or UK or the plug. Here we have the manual. Gonna take a look at that in a second. Filament. Well, if you don't have this multi-material unit, you will probably need the filament holder, but yeah. Let's see if we need it, if we want to start without the EMS unit or with. So what else? How can we get it out? More foam. I see. This looks like a separate unit. I hope so. Oh yeah, that's the top extrusion. Well, that's the whole XZ frame. It looks like it is 2 lead screws, so it is a little bit different than compared to the Ender 3 V3. I think they didn't use the Core XZ mechanism that they have been using on the Ender 3 V3. Why they switched back to this older design, I would say, with the dual lead screws, is maybe it was simply not worth it. I'm not sure, but to be honest, the Ender 3 V3 wasn't that much faster or agile than the Ender 3 V3 KE, so it is probably also cheaper to have it like that. So I think I missed the sub. Optimus Prime, subscribe with Prime. Thank you very much for your sub. Awesome. Yeah, if you are an Amazon customer, an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can use your Prime sub on Twitch to subscribe for free on any given channel once a month. So thank you for that. So well, let's try figuring out how we can get this thing out. It's strapped down with these huge zip ties. I'm wondering, can I just take it out now? Let's see. Or should I cut? It's probably one unit. Okay, so this is the base unit. And again, I think we can get rid of the box. There's nothing in here. So let's put this away. We need space here. Okay. Fine. So this is the base unit. Let's cut all these zip ties. So we can unpack. So this looks fine. How did they pack this? A lot of packaging foam. More packaging foam. This is the screen attachment. Okay. Can we get this out here? It's underneath the print bed. Can we remove it from there somehow? Yeah. Okay, so this is really well packaged, so nothing probably can break. I mean, that is... If I ever have to put this back into this box, this might be quite a challenge, to be honest. But it's with any printer. Yeah, with some practice you can probably put this back into the box. Interesting enough, the first thing that I see here, let me zoom a little bit here. If you've ever, if you've used previous Creality printers, you will probably notice a little bit of a difference, right? Do you? Do you see the difference? I didn't know that, to be honest. I didn't look into too many specs of this printer, but this looks different. So let me take a print bed from a K1C. Okay, that's interesting. So they decided obviously to go bigger. Most likely, if I'm gonna make a bold guess that this is exactly the same size as Bamboo Lab. But it's just a guess. Let's figure out. Let's take a Bamboo Lab sheet and put it on top. Well, it's even a bit, just slightly bigger. Like this is 2 Bamboo Lab sheets. This is, yeah, this is just some sheet that you can glue on top, but it is slightly bigger. It's just like probably ½ centimeter bigger in each direction. That's probably a safe area where the printer is not printing anyways, but pretty much 256 by 256 print area, if I'm not wrong. But this is yeah, this is my personal first surprise, because I didn't check the spec sheet for that specifically. Interesting. So let's put this on. What else did they do here? They have a little bit of a corner here, some kind of protruding corner plastic, or is it metal? Yeah, might be. Well, we can easily fit this on. This looks nice, and we have a screen that we can turn the screen here on the side. I'm going to show you in a second. So I guess next part is we're going to read the manual, figuring out how we can assemble this stuff. What is the surface of this print plate? I guess, if I'm not wrong, this is a PI coated surface. Let's compare it to the Creality one. The one that I got here, it feels like this is a bit smoother, so this is, you can see it even, because this is more, you can see the reflections of the little dots here. This is much more, like it's a little bit more rough. It's not much more, but it is definitely a little bit different here. But this is also a plate that I got separately for the K1C. And this is a bit smoother, but it is likely the same kind of surface. Let's double check. I think it is also not a sticker, because one of the downsides of the K1C plate that came with the K1C, it was a plate that was not meant to be for ABS printing, which was strange because it is an enclosed printer and supposed to be printing stuff that is hot or like hotter material than usual. This looks like this is really a metal plate. There is no sticker on which could like be destroyed. It's really a coated metal sheet. And it's also coated on the back, but it's not, there's no print. But it looks very similar on the back, even though it has no like any kind of printing on there. Probably you can turn it around if you need to. Let's take a look at the manual. What are the steps that we need to do? We have a quick installation guide for the multi-material unit, which they call CFS, and after sales service card. Okay, probably don't need that. And we have a quick installation guide. Now, one thing that I totally forgot is I should mention that this printer has been sent to me by Creality, so full disclaimer. However, it is my own opinions that you're gonna see tonight, and I'm not gonna hide anything that's not working. That's why I also decided not to do any like kind of pre-unboxing or pre-testing of this printer. This really fresh out of the box. Anything that happens will happen, and we're going to talk about it. So that's how this works on the Crosslink channel. Okay, let's figure out what we have to do. We have to do some minimal assembly, I guess. But I'm really curious to see how easy it is. So we have Creality Cloud. I personally have a Creality Cloud account, so I don't have to create one. So we can skip this and keep it for later. Probably we will register this printer in Creality Cloud. This should be easy. Then we have all like the parts here, and what do we have to do? How many screws do we need here? I guess we need 4 or something, 6 maybe. And we're going to insert this frame. So it looks very simple, but probably want to push this in, and looks like it's already sitting there. Let me double check this camera. So probably can use it to show some of the things here. Let's keep it like that. And let me see, I want to just get some exposure. Here we go. I guess this is better now. Hope so. Okay, so we have some choice here to show you the different angles. So I've just pushed this down. Basically, it's just already sitting in place. There is 2 holes where we can just insert this. Easy. It's inserted. And it's pretty sturdy already. And I see that we probably will have to do 6 screws now. First of all, we want to do wiring here. Tighten, oh, we don't want to tighten this first. Okay, let's do that first. Where are the screws? There should be some little bag here. Okay, there's another PTFE tube. I have no idea what this is. Some filament guide, maybe. And here we have a little bag with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. That's all. if you remember the Elegoo Neptune 4 Plus, I think we did the unboxing here. That was a ridiculous amount of screws and different sizes. So many different screw sizes. Here we should have a little bit of an easier life. And this is, personally, this is one recommendation I give everybody every time. Get yourself a good set of hex ball head screwdrivers, because it makes it so much easier to assemble stuff, especially if you have to be like, if you have to work in a tight area. And here you see we can tighten the screw even if it's not, if the screwdriver is not perpendicular, it still works, right? And it's so much easier. So getting a good set of screwdrivers for different sizes of these hex screws is the best investment you can make in your toolbox, at least if you're doing printer assemblies. Okay. This is no knock against you from Mark Thomas, but why does Creality continue to come out with new printers when there is so many issues with their current offerings? Well, yeah, fair question. I totally get it. It's a fair question. Let me see. Where's my? Here's my B camera. Fair question. Fair question. Yeah, this is totally different strategy than Bamboo Lab, of course, because they are. How many printers do they release? Maybe one every 2 years or something. The last printer they released was, I don't even remember, but like, when was the A1 printer released? If anyone remembers, please tell me in the chat. But it must be somehow already at least a year ago. So there's one very tiny screw left. And why do the printer manufacturers still push out so many different models to the market? Yeah, I personally also don't understand this. Why do they not work on the printers for longer and just release one good product every other year or so, maybe every second year? What is the same question, like, why does Apple have to release an iPhone every single year, right? I mean, my iPhone 13 is still very good. I mean, I think it's still one of the best phones out there. And of course there's an iPhone 16, but do you really need it? Probably not. So we did 6 screws, 2 here on the side, 2 from the top. Now we can plug all the cables in. I mean, if you have been following the latest Bamboo Lab drama, I mean, if you want to call it drama, with the firmware update and the changes to their policy and whatever, you could also argue that, I mean, I think this is actually rather unfortunate, because everyone loved the products quite a lot, and now people start screaming and say, hey, this is going into the wrong direction. And I totally get that. And I think this is, it's fair to say that it is maybe unnecessary to make these kind of changes, or like to push back so many people by doing that. Yeah, but it's probably the way how, yeah, Apple has worked all the time, or at least like in the last years. So it's in a way that feels like, okay, they're copying a lot of the concepts from other brands that are doing similar things. But yeah, is it good? I think not. I think actually this gives Creality kind of a little bit of an advantage now, because their printers are running Clipper. And if you've seen my previous videos on the K1C and also on the N3V3, and also like FlashForge, Adventurer 5M Pro, all these printers run Clipper, and there is For some of those, it's like even officially supported to like root the printer. Creality does that. So they offer you a menu item in the menu and tell you the root account and the password. So you can log into the printer and potentially mod the firmware. And that's why I think this feels like, okay, this is at least one way to handle it and say, here you can go and change stuff in the printer if you want. And you can always revert back to the original firmware on these printers. And you have all the freedom that you want, but you can also just stick with what we are providing you. So however you wanna do this, it's up to you. I guess this is fair. And there is good and bad with both approaches, right? And some people might like basically just brick their devices by this, and some people will just be happy. I think this is what could happen. Hey, Cyrus Vag is late, but yeah, if you're busy, you're busy. It's okay. So is this such a Bambu Labs A1 clone? Yes, of course it is. It is a Bambu Lab A1 clone, and I think it's fair because the concept has been out there for a while, and that was, if you look on the market, there's quite a few companies that are trying to clone this, basically even with the multi-material unit. A couple of brands have already done it. Is this the inevitable race to the bottom, also to make stuff cheaper? Which is like arguable. Like you could think about it from the customer perspective, it's probably good because you can get a multi-material printer like this for a lower price than probably like 1 or 2 years ago. And this is not gonna end. And then someone is gonna come out with a new idea and hopefully invent something even more brilliant. And this is gonna start all over again. Hey. Okay. I'm not waiting for your countdown arrival. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Do we need the spool holder? I guess we're gonna go straight to the multi-material unit. We're gonna skip the filament holder because I think it's just boring to have another printer with one color. We're gonna move forward to the hopefully the place in the manual which is going to tell us how to do multi-material printing. Now, I'm curious what this is, probably the filament purge bucket here. Let's take a few looks at some details. What's different again? Because if you've missed that, I think it's pretty interesting. Now, there is one thing left to plug in, which is this huge cable here. Have to double check where this goes. It's probably somewhere here in the last step. Where does this huge block go? Z covers. We need to cover the screws. And there's one big cable. Where is it going to go? Is this the multi-material unit cable maybe? Probably. Yeah, this might be the separate cable for the multi-material unit. This makes sense. They didn't explicitly mention that, but maybe in a later step they're gonna tell us what to do with this. So last thing here, we wanna install these plastic covers here. We have still 2 visible holes here, I would say, where the cables are. And there is 2 little plastic covers that we can put over. And we probably have to push the cables in a bit. Is this working? Yeah. So we can cover the cable slots here. Probably we want to be very careful not bending or breaking any of the cables here. Good, so no dirt can go into these holes anymore. Everything is moving. Now, one thing that, yeah, you can see there is like this rail system here. There is no roller wheels anymore, which is good. And also we have linear rails here on the top, right, where the print head is moving. So this is a linear rail. Now for the vertical, they've changed back to dual lead screws. So there is no XZ, or how is it like a XZ? Yeah, core XZ is gone. That was only the Ender 3v3. And potentially this is for price reasons. It's probably cheaper. Now here we have this kind of mechanism a little bit. We're going to see that hopefully in action a bit later. The purge mechanism, or like the nozzle wiper, just this little part here. And final thing is some kind, like what do they have here? Some kind of cable guide or spool holder, equipment wiring. Not sure. Do we have to do anything here? Rotate the screen. We can remove the screen protector. Okay. There is a replacement for this nozzle wiper here, which is at the back. And connect the patch cords to the X-axis motor. Well, this is the cable. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I was wrong. The cable is for, didn't see this. There is another plug up here. Can you see that? So I was just wondering where this cable goes, and this cable is actually just going to be plugged in here. There's a huge plug. I had the impression that this is actually the cable, but this is not going down into the bottom frame. This is just like connecting the motor here. There's probably an internal cable going around here, and then there is another plug here at the back which is then actually connecting everything down to the base unit. Okay, so there's a little cable holder. Fine, I guess everything's wired up, but there is potentially one cable that we need to connect here. Yeah, here on the side there is another plug. That is potentially, this is definitely going to be the plug for the multi-material unit. So let's get started with that in a second. Now my suggestion is that we do the startup and firmware updates and stuff like that now, because this is going to take probably a couple more minutes in the meanwhile. And so I guess we're just gonna turn on the printer now and get started with firmware installation. Most likely there is going to be a firmware update for this printer already. Let's get this a little bit lower. There we go, I hope. There's a huge reflection here. We want to figure out where we can turn the printer so it's not that crazy reflective. Here we go. I think this is good. So let's turn it on. Okay. Printer is booting. And we can get started with the firmware installation. How are you doing in chat? Anxiously waiting for the printer to print. We're gonna get there, but we'll do the firmware upgrade now, which is most likely the thing that we need to do. We also connect this printer to Creality Cloud. So we are ready. And then last step, we're going to connect the multi-material unit. Language selection, English and Chinese, okay. Keep the green cube in the diagram clear of stuff and click OK, fine. Privacy policy, oh my goodness, do we want to read this? This is a lot of stuff actually. Probably not on this kind of screen. Okay, so we have an IoT network here that is specifically just for testing out printers. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the password. Just 1 second. Okay. So we should be connecting. Yes, so with an IP address, okay, 160, that's fine, time zone. This should be UTC +1. Okay, international. Okay, so we can probably scan this now. Probably want to hide this because I don't want people to make fun here. So we're gonna connect the printer to Creality Cloud. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm doing the connection here with my smartphone. Is it working? Okay, so the wheel is spinning and it's just gonna go probably take a few more seconds. My friends, I am curious. Okay. So we need to do it again. Is it working now? If it doesn't work, it's probably a firmware issue and we want to update firmware first. This is probably the topic here that we need to solve first. So let's skip the login and just continue with the check. I think since this printer still has factory firmware, we should just wait for the update. And now it's starting its self-check. Probably doing all kinds of movements. Heating up, is it? Yeah, it feels like it's warming up. Fine. Doing all kind of movement checks now. And the printer is, what is it doing? What's the last step here? Input shaping and leveling. Okay, so we're probably going to hear a lot of noise now when the printer is doing this, the input shaper tests. This seems to be the filament cutter. There is a little lever here that's got pushed. Once the printer pushes to the side, it's either is this the end stop or is this filament cut mechanism. But since this lever is really pushing in quite a lot, this looks like it's more like a filament cut mechanism, which you need for multi-material printing. Okay, so I can hear the motor vibrations increasing now. Yeah, we probably have to attach the cable to the back here. There's another clip here, which I missed. But this is the one last thing to do. How's it going so far? Everyone happy? You see, so far it works. There hasn't been any hiccups yet. Software is working. The only thing that didn't work out of the box is the Creality cloud connection. But again, I think this is more due to the fact that this is still stock firmware from, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, probably, when this printer has been built. And it was sitting in my office since then, because Creality was holding it back a little bit. There was kind of a embargo, and they didn't want to publish any videos before the actual release date. Now the printer is available today, and this is or since yesterday actually, and that's why we're making this video now. And I decided not to test it before, so that we have a kind of a very fair and open test on this. So let's wait for this to finish. How many entries do we already have into the giveaway? I think it's like 100 tickets, somewhat. 106 tickets purchased. 4 people have purchased their tickets. You can do this multiple times, like during the stream, so you don't have to worry that if you enter now, you cannot enter later. This is definitely anytime you get new nozzles throughout the stream. Just by watching on Twitch, you can always throw them into the pot anytime. So, so you don't miss the actual giveaway. Even if you're leaving now and you've put all your nozzles into the pot, you can probably safely leave now, and you're still gonna be like participating later. Okay, so this thingy is getting louder. Man, this is some decent vibrations, I would say. How is it looking? We're still doing the input shaper. Or is it done? I'm still rotating, so it's still showing that it's doing input shaping. Curious if this is there still anything happening? Let's see. Maybe it's still calculating whatever. Yeah, Kokuson, you have, basically you can put all the nozzles in, but you didn't have that many. So I think tickets max was the command, not tickets all, but ticket max or tickets max. Ticket or tickets max is the command. So I think now the printer is going into this auto leveling procedure. Yes. There's a little section here. I'm trying to show this to you. Here at the back, there is a little section here. There's a metal plate here and a little wiper rubber part. So it's probably just pushing the nozzle against this metal plate, so to determine the height or the distance. And the second one is like wiping the nozzle off here when it's ready to print. Make this a bit more visible here, brighter. So this is the little plate here, and it's now heating up, probably waiting for the nozzle to heat up, and it's gonna like just wipe over this, cleaning off anything that's at the tip, and then the rest is just wiping off here. And this is replaceable, so there is even a little replacement wiper piece here coming with the printer. See, so it's trying now to figure out 0. And there is, clean this, some stuff on here. Okay. And I guess the next thing will be going over all the points. This is the wiping. Okay. And a last step is to cool down. Because like the nozzle is probably hot now and it's cooling down, and once it's like reached the melting temperature, probably 140 degrees, where the filament gets to starts to get like soft or like starts to get hard again, it's gonna just wipe left or right just to remove the last remaining bits of filament from the nozzle tip. So we really have a fully clean nozzle. And then we can go like through the 9 point or whatever points they are using on the print bed. That's actually a good development, or a good thing, that all the printers nowadays are using, more or less all of the printers are using the nozzle tip to determine the points on this on the print bed. So there is no Beal touch or sear touch anymore, and it's definitely more precise in the end. But it has to be clean, so the downside of this mechanism is that it has to be clean. The nozzle has to be free of any filament, because otherwise, if there's even a little bit of a rest filament on the tip, the whole procedure is kind of skewed, because this is going to influence like what the printer considers to be 0. If there is anything protruding. And that's why you need to have this cleaning algorithm there with the little pad here on the back. So how is it going to be? How many points is this printer checking? Model to Reality, thanks for the follow. Very much appreciated. And Feuerdrachen Einhorn, thanks for the follow as well. That was a couple of minutes already. Thanks for everyone who's following me here on Twitch and also on YouTube, because trying to grow the audience a little bit on Twitch also. So I guess that Twitch is actually a good platform for the live streaming experience, and also for like this whole chat experience seems to be much better. Also the giveaway stuff works there. And YouTube is basically the best platform for watching the replays. So what's happening now? Is it already done? I can't really believe that, because that was only like 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Not sure if this is going to be it. So the little wheel is still spinning here with auto leveling, so it seems at least it's not yet fully done. But in my opinion, it should at least go around the build plate now and do a couple more points of probing. Let's see. So maybe it's just heating up or cooling down or whatever to have a good temperature to do this. I will, in the meanwhile, I'm gonna read a couple more pages here in the manual, hopefully. This is just for the printer, so let's take a look in the CFS manual. Is it done now? No. Now it's going on with the probing. Kinsley K1, thanks for the follow. Very much appreciate that. It's always good to have people following, because then you will get notified about new live streams here. So I'm just checking the manual in the meanwhile. Now it's going through the points, by the way. Okay, probably a couple of more points to go. I'm just checking the manual for the multi-material unit, what we have to do there, so we can save some time. But this is actually pretty short. It's just one page. Really? Is there nothing more to say about this? Interesting. It's essentially just one page about all the packing list, and that's it. So, do we have to figure this out ourselves, or can we... I'm just checking the other manual again. So, probably we need the app to do this, if we want to know more. Was there an ad break? Probably. Twitch is doing that from time to time. I'm gonna give you a heads up next time. I think I have the Twitch page open now, and if there is gonna be an ad break, I will tell you. So I'm not gonna talk. Tutum Carmen, yeah. Are we gonna print a hammer? Maybe a mini hammer, a multicolor mini hammer. We definitely want to do some multicolor printing. Now, I think it's like, since we're like reaching the end of the calibration procedure, what I like you to do now, go through printables or MakerWorld or Creality Cloud and find some little multicolor prints that we should try out, because I definitely want to do multicolor printing. I don't think that it makes sense to have this printer printing another Benchy, unless it's maybe a multicolor Benchy, because I want to see multicolor printer on this printer. I think this is the thing that I'm interested most. So if you have a multicolor, I would say, print benchmark, even if it's a multicolor Benchy, and let's figure this out. Maybe tell me the link by just like posting the end of like the number, basically just on printables it's just a number of the item. I think on MakerWorld it's also an identifier or a I think Creality Cloud is also using that. So you can post the last bit that tells what the number is without posting the whole link, because link posting in the chat is not working. Okay, is it finished? Self-check completed. Okay, so I guess that we need to figure if there is a software update now, because it's probably required. Version checking. I'm not sure if this is probably not the latest version. So not sure how long it will take to identify a new version, but I would be super surprised if this is the latest software version, unless it's already updated this during the whole calibration, but I don't think so. So let's see if anything comes up in the next couple minutes. Currently we are on the latest version. Okay, this is actually quite surprising. Interesting. Okay, so maybe we just try again to log into Creality Cloud by using this QR code. Let's see if this works now. I'm curious. Okay, so it works now. Okay, probably needed to do the whole calibration, which is weird because it should also work in the start. This is a, what was it, a Creality High printer. Okay. Is it working? No, I don't want to abort this. I want to confirm this. Okay, success. Strange. So that's weird. That is weird. This printer was, I'm not sure if it really worked to add the printer. So I was basically just adding this to my printer list, and it said success, and then it gave me the option to rename the printer, which I also did. Let me try this again. So this is weird. So well, I'm gonna try to I'm just quitting the app. Let me try this again. So this is a little bit weird. So my printer is not really showing up in this list. So let's try one more time, one last time. Interesting enough that all my other printers have now disappeared from the list. Kind of got confused. Adding the new printer kind of worked, and it said, hey, it's done. And then it kind of got stuck. What happened now? I'm not sure. Files couldn't be loaded, whatever that means. It's not a good sign. Is that a good sign? Is it a bad sign? I have no idea. Let me try logging into Creality Print. Creality Print. We need to, I think the best is that we're downloading Creality Print latest version now in the meanwhile. So this is done in the background. So we can continue with the rest of the stuff that we still have to do. We still have to do the multi-color unit. Windows, okay. Windows version 6. Give it to me. Okay, how long will this take? 2 minutes, okay. Good, let's come back to scanning. What happened here? Can we just try again? Okay, I'm trying one more time with the QR code. And if this doesn't work, there's an option to do it without the QR code as well. What do we need for this multi-material unit? There is a connection cable 2 connection cables actually. What this is for, let's figure this out later. So we have a long cable and a short cable. So manual, add this printer manual. Where do we find the device ID? Okay, this is probably somewhere at the bottom. So let's find it. Is it? Or is it on the side? Or in the back? Okay, somewhere here. Wow, this is a pretty long number. So maybe this was it maybe the wrong code, but let's try again. Is this the code that we need here? No. So I'm gonna add it manually just by, at the back of the printer there's a pretty long number here that I can use, hopefully. And I'm just gonna enter it into the app. So let's try our best here. 8. Wow, this is pretty long. Okay. Is it working now? Strange. Okay, so Creality Cloud has downloaded in the meanwhile, or Creality Print. Okay, so let's install that. Next, agree. So in the meanwhile, I will try to log into Creality Cloud and figure out if my printer is showing up there. What are you doing? Good. Yes. Okay, so I'm trying my best here to figure out if this is working. And if it works, I will show it to you in a second. So, screen sharing. Wrong screen. Okay, let's take the right screen. Why is it showing the wrong screen? Why is it the wrong screen? No idea. Display capture. Why is it taking the wrong screen? Now it's working. Okay, so this is Creality Cloud. I'm just curious if the printers are here. Yeah, the printer is actually here, interesting enough. The printer is showing up here. Next. So it is already added. Just my local app is just lying to me. Okay, it has no images, but the device seems to be offline. Please check. It shouldn't be offline, actually. It should be online. It has a Wi-Fi connection, so it should be online. But last resort, it could actually be a Wi-Fi issue. So if we want to exclude that as a problem, we probably want to disconnect for a moment. See if we, but it is connected to the IoT network. Let's just disconnect once, connect once. Maybe that was the reason, maybe not. Okay, so it could have been a kind of a Wi-Fi issue. No, we don't want notifications. So these are all the devices here. But basically all of them have been. This printer is also disconnected. I guess you can also delete that one. Doesn't exist anymore. So let's see. Device is still offline. Okay, we can try again. Still offline. Okay. Well, I'm trying my best to find the printer in the app. And my phone is also not connecting. Can you see the stream? I'm just a little bit confused whether we have an internet problem now, because I can't use the app at the moment. It is not showing me anything. Potentially this is I don't know, it's maybe an internet problem. But since we are still streaming, I have my doubts that this is actually a problem with the internet connection. Streaming seems to be working fine. Okay, no, all good here on the streaming side. Starlink, which is the second network. We have two networks, right? We have one network that I'm using for streaming, which is a fixed line. But maybe, yeah. Let's go. Maybe we have another connection issue. Not sure. But the printer seems to be happy with the Wi-Fi connection. I'm not sure if it's like really, it's maybe just not. Can I open a website here on my phone? Because that's going through the same Wi-Fi. And it's not working. I think there is some kind of Wi-Fi connectivity problem. So we need to fix that before we can continue. And to be honest, we had that already a couple times. And then after a while, it was just gone. And I couldn't figure out what the Wi-Fi issue was. It seems to be from the Wi-Fi router. It's all good. Interesting. It's all fine. That's very strange. Yeah, we can switch the printer off. That's a good idea. But again, my phone is also giving me some trouble here. My phone has obviously through the Wi-Fi network, has no connection. So the only thing that I could imagine that will help is to disable Starlink for a second for all of the Wi-Fi devices. Maybe there is another problem there. Rules, let me see, Wi-Fi services, gateways. Okay, let's just change the order of things. And let's see if that works. So I'm just swapping the priority. Tutum Carmen, I just got a customer to buy Creality CR Laser Falcon 5 watt and he really likes it. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try laser engraving soon, but it's still have to do some work to make the workshop ready, because that will require me to have at least some ventilation in place that works. So there seems to be no internet connection. I'm really surprised that this comes up now. And it has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with Starlink. It's simply not working. Why? Okay, so one thing that we can do what's wrong now? So let me disconnect one more time. I'm not sure where this. My smartphone is also trying to find the network. We have a mesh router since a while, and I was actually pretty happy with it, which was I think is TP-Link Deco, or however that is called, and it works pretty well now. Now it seems to be like all is fine. Okay. Man, can we now go to? Nothing is working here. Okay, I would say we need a backup plan. We need a backup plan for the Wi-Fi if we don't want to be disappointed. Either we use another router now, just as a backup, or we are gonna have to restart the whole thing, the Wi-Fi routers. This is super annoying. No idea why this is not working. I think this is one of the routers that has no backlink through cable, but it has a backlink over Wi-Fi, and that seems to be an issue. So let me double check again. Okay, so excuse me one second. I will check the network first and then we'll see. Okay, so one last thing. I have an idea. I'm going to try something else. So we are going to okay, so let me do this. I have an idea. So I'm just going to disconnect from this IoT network. Okay. Get the network. And let's try the other one. Okay, so maybe that's the reason. Okay. Is it connecting? Still waiting. No, not yet. Hey, what's wrong with you? Can you please connect to this network? Connection failed. Why is it failed? That's interesting. It's not connecting to my Wi-Fi. So there's definitely some Wi-Fi issues here. So let's figure this out. Okay, so now it seems to be connected. At least the printer seems to be connected now. So let's go back to Creality Cloud one more time. Double checking, is the printer online now? Device is offline. So I'm really getting mad at this thing. This is really bad. Why is it not working? Man. cloud connected devices. One last chance. One last chance. We're gonna unplug some cables. Method. So this is not the most ideal way how to do it, but I completely disconnected the router from the gateway and connected it to the modem directly. So hoping, so now I need a new IP address. Probably gonna take a while. So printer's IP address is also invalid now. We're on a new network now. Disconnect. Yeah, so everything is restarting now. So the whole network is restarting now. The Wi-Fi is restarting. And we're going through a different internet connection. So my guess is that this might solve the issues. Potentially. Let's forget this network again. Let's try one more time. And I'm very sorry that this is taking so long. No, it's not working yet. So it might be working now. Yes, now we have a different IP range. We're making some progress here, even though it doesn't really look like. So internet connectivity, yes. Okay, so my phone has internet connectivity. Let's try to open a website now. Is it working? Not sure. Okay, so my phone is connected. Okay, so my phone has an internet connection. Ooh, that's good. At least it's some progress. That didn't work before. Now the printer still seems to be offline. Okay, didn't really resolve the issue. Okay, now what we can do is we can just skip the cloud step. I think we don't want to spend more time on this. This is just too much effort. We can try again later. Maybe the whole connectivity problem will kind of self-heal at some point because we restarted everything now. So we are going to try this multi-material unit now. I'm just double checking that we have nothing left in terms of packaging material. So how does it open? There's probably some secret sauce to do this, is it? Yeah. Locking mechanism. Okay, so fine. There is connectors here. There's two connectors and some very short cable. And my personal best guess is that we have this part here, which is a filament, which they have, how did they call this? Filament buffer. Probably goes here. And we need two attachment screws for that. So the question is now, I only have one little screw left in this tiny bag. And I don't know, is there any package of screws in here, or did I miss it somewhere? I guess not. Just triple checking that I didn't miss anything, because we need, at least we need something, some kind of screw to attach it. Or was it meant to be this thingy here, the 3M double-sided tape? That might be the intention, but since I can try to figure this out in the Creality print app. Okay, since this is loading, what we can do is most likely what we need is one cable going from this board here to the filament buffer. Question is only like, in which direction do we want this? Maybe this way somehow. This is the shorter cable. Makes a lot of sense. Now, whether we want to use the left or the right plug, honestly, I don't have an idea what this is. This is another plug, whatever that is. This is a power plug. Maybe. And then we have this here, which is a filament guide. I think this was the original filament guide. We don't need that. Now we have multiple PTFE tubes, which we can utilize. Probably want to use this one here with the filament buffer. And there is actually 2 screw holes here, and they just forgot to put in the screws into this packaging box, I guess. I mean, it will also work without gluing it. I don't want to glue it, to be honest. I just want to like probably just find some matching screws. So then we have a couple of PTFE tubes, multiple different length, short ones, quite long ones. Let's see, and we want to position it on like one side of the printer. So we want to position, if we want to position it here, I think then we can use the short one. But then this is also going to this side. That's why I think we want to take a little bit of a shorter tube, or like maybe a longer one is actually better. Which was the one? This is reasonably long, I guess. Now, the question is, how do we route the PTFE tube so it doesn't conflict with anything here? Was this part probably the reason for that? I'm not 100% sure where this goes. So there should be something that we can attach, like this little shoe here, to prevent the filament from bumping anywhere, like, or this filament guide bumping into anything. But I don't see how they would do it. So maybe we still need the attachment here. But doesn't look like this has no double-sided connector. So personally, I don't think that this makes sense to use this. So we don't need anything from this. Now, I mean, we can just plug in the PTFE here, and then we have to figure out a good way how to route it. So maybe just using some clip and then having it attached to the X and Y axis. Makes most sense. And then it's not going to go into any part and not going to run or bump into anything. This should be okay. So let's plug it in. Okay, so we now have the filament buffer connected to the printer through this PTFE tube. I'm going to attach it just to this the X-axis cable. I'm just using some zip tie here to fix it a bit, so it's not going to come around into the print area. I think that's good. You can have to a little bit unwind it, yes. So, placing it on the side will probably work fine. Okay. Good enough. So, did something get connected here? Do we see this unit now? There is a printer menu for this. There is, where is it? Material, spool holder. Okay, so we're going to want to insert some material here so we can have this thingy detect. Let's use some green color. Don't really care. So we're going to insert this. Is anything happening now? Do we have to do anything? And there was no lights coming on. So cables are, we didn't connect the cable, my goodness. Last thing here, the cable. Okay, without power this doesn't work, obviously. So now, something's happening here. Okay. It's already loading the filament. It also has a humidity display here, which is nice. So it shows us 21 degrees and 34% humidity. Is this supposed to do anything? Okay, so it's moving the filament back and forth. Now we can double check a printer menu whether we can see the filament showing up there. Let me see this. So we have one filament in here. So it detected the CFS system. Can we define the filament type now? So we can just select different ports. It shows us here there is something in, though it's I think this is, I guess this is at least for this slot. Can we define the type of material here? Good question. So it's loading, but moving beyond this point. Oh, somehow I think I did. Maybe I did it in the wrong direction. Yeah. So my bad. I did connect this in the wrong way. So just to reverse it. We have no manual, so that's what's gonna happen. Okay, plug it in the other direction. So I did connect the filament buffer in the basically just wrong direction. So let's try this again. Filament is loading now. I hope it's going to push it through completely, and then we can see, hopefully we can see something in the menu so that I can select some filament type. Okay. That sounded a little bit better. Okay, so if I hit the question mark now, it's not showing me any menu to like edit maybe? Type? Ah, here we go. Brand, generic, PLA, color green. Okay, that's fine. And we have green filament in slot 1. Okay, so I guess what we can do now is hopefully we can print something with this filament now. Something from the menu maybe, which gives us a little bit of a head start. A waste box. Maybe for the purge material. Nozzle cover. High-speed testing. This sounds rather interesting. High-speed testing PLA. Why don't we try that? Calibration and enable CFS. Calibration, I don't know what the calibration means. Probably we don't want to calibrate the, I think this means bed leveling. So we want to do slot 1A, which is fine. Print. And we want to print this calibration piece. It's probably just a test piece, but anyways. If this works now, we have made some progress, even without the cloud stuff, which is unfortunately still not working. Okay, power thingy is huge, yeah? It's really big. I can't see the printer beyond TMMU. Okay. Oh, what happened here? What happened here? Something that shouldn't happen. What is this for? Not even sure. Okay, so we'll see. Printer is hopefully starting its print now. Good luck. Yeah. Maybe I'll join again when I get back. I hope I win the giveaway. Tech Ninja. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We'll see if this is going to be successful. Printer still has to, honestly, it's still not, didn't yet load the filament. This is still pending. In the meanwhile, I'm going to find 2 screws to mount the filament buffer. Probably M3. This could also, is this M3 or is it M2? Yeah. Oh, it's maybe M2. Is it? Oh, it's M3. Okay. But we can take shorter ones, probably. So the M12 is M312 is too much. Maybe the M8mm will work. Yeah, that looks nice. So I just fixed the filament buffer at the back with 2 screws. Much better than using this double-sided tape. I don't know why they didn't include the screws. I don't like to use glue for that. But yeah, let's see if the printer starts printing now. And maybe we want to disable the screensaver. System screen off, no setting. Network, we're still connected to the network and I'm still not sure if internet is working for this printer. Because my smartphone and the Creality app don't like each other. Clean the bed, is it dirty? Yeah, there's some debris on it. When do we exchange the tickets? Well, you can do it anytime you like. Because in the end, it's not so important when you do it, because if you want to do it now, you will not, like you were just going to be part of the raffle anyways. And the only difference is going to be that you might not enter with the maximum amount of tickets that you can earn while watching. But you can do it now. Okay, so we're waiting for the warm-up here. We should be starting to print in a second. And then, yeah, again, please, did any one of you post any multicolor print that we should try? Because I think it's now time that we are trying this. Because I can just go into the Creality slicing program and slice something there and put it on a USB stick. And then we can still print it even without using the cloud. Otherwise, I'm going to look for something on Creality Cloud. Multicolor. Okay, so we can find something here, maybe. This looks nice. So why don't we try then as a next thingy, the little tiny owl, which is a 1, 2, 3, how many colors? 3 colors, 4 colors? How many is it? Black, orange, or brown, orange, beige, or it's probably, yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Yeah, 4 different colors. So let's try. Let's try this one here. Okay. And then let's try to print it. So what's the printer doing? Okay, printing something. So printer is printing, seems a bit good. Still single color. But we are going to go multicolor in a second. Once the print is either done or we can like at least call it kind of successful. Thingiverse.com things. Okay, is this a multicolor print? Let me check. Tutankhamun. 3D Twitch logo multicolored. Okay. Well, it's 2 colors. Okay, so far so good. And there's one thing that we could do. This was the first suggestion from Tutankhamun. Then we have, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So, can we now do it or can we not do it? I'm not sure. What's happening now? I wanted to log in and that didn't let me. Now it's working, or is it not working? Download, then load. Please log in first. Yeah, confirm. Do it. Why are you asking me this again? My goodness. Feels a little bit like Creality has another problem today. Maybe it's not even my internet connection. Maybe it's their cloud. I'm having some doubts that this is actually due to my personal internet connection here. I'm not sure. Model 853075 on which platform? Spline, what are you linking to? Is it on Creality Cloud or is it, what is it? It's actually pretty large. What is this here? This is, oh, this is interesting. This came out, this was the perch from the previous color that was in nozzle, so that worked. Purging filament, but it's just spitting it out to the side. Printables. Okay, so we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. No problem. So the printer is printing, but this part actually looks pretty large. I'm not sure if we actually want to print something that large. Maybe just a few layers until we stop, because this seems to be more like a quality test than multicolor test. Of course it's not, but yeah, I'm gonna look for this print now, so we can get it into the slicing program, and then hopefully, can I stop this now? Okay. Okay, close the Creality app again. Computer is so slow now. Why? It's just 2.4% CPU load and it's super slow. Okay. Okay, so it's printing much faster now. Okay, so it seems that Creality Cloud is now working. It is importing this multicolor model here, so we probably can start in a second, but we just need to find some matching colors that we want to use here. Loading. Loading the tiny O. Okay. How many colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe not. Maybe not 5. We don't have 5 slots. We potentially would we have 5? No. It's not really. Realistically, you only have 4, right? So how can I mean, I probably want to print one of them, not 4. Just to speed things up, even though it's wasting some material on the perch block, but yeah, we want to get one thing printed quicker. Now let's put it in the center. Let's figure out how we can match the filaments now. We can just choose a filament, okay. Can we match it to one of the slots now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is it 5 different colors? I don't really understand this. It seems to be, to me, it's actually just 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. The yellow is never used. I have no idea. Is there a sync button now? Auto mapping. Flushing volumes. Plus add 1 filament, remove filaments. Set filaments to use. Okay, so maybe that's the one. Oh, that's all the... Okay, that's everything. Oh, man. Okay, object part setting. Here we go. This is the different filaments. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find the colors that we want to use. I have green. Probably don't. We're gonna switch from green to something else, and finding some old filaments. So there is black, of course, which is easy to find. Here we have some black filament. Come on. Okay, let's see. Black filament. Then what else? Some kind of beige, orange, whatever you might call it. Something that is more skin color. Desert tan. I guess I have something that could work here. This is color that could be for the skin color, or the, in this case, feet, maybe. So then we have latte brown. Latte brown sounds... It's actually not really dark colors in there. I have beige and latte brown, and there's a desert tan. So we have different flavors of brown. Desert tan. This is still closed. So maybe we can use something that's already open. I think I had one spool already open. Somewhere here. White. Probably want to go for this, something that's a little darker. A yellow maybe? This is orange, it's a bit too much. How about this one? It's not going to be a perfect match, but we could use this one here. Then we have the skin color. We have black. And I think we can try a fourth color. Why didn't we do the feet in a little bit of a brown-ish touch here? Darker brown. So we have 4 different colors. Good. So the printer is still printing this test piece here, which looks like a speed test. And I guess we have proven that the printer prints. I would personally say, can we stop the printer now? So how can I stop this print? Here we go. Okay, so we're going to stop this print. We're going to swap all of the filaments for the colors that we actually want to use. So I'm just waiting for this to unload. Can you please unload green? Can I unload retract? Yeah. So I'm going to unload the green and we're going to replace all the colors. I'm going to put our final color selection in here. And then we're going to figure out how we can map filaments. So the printer is now unloading the filament, and it's probably just purging the rest here. Oh, it's kind of stuck, is it? Why is it not moving? Filament is not moving out. Oh my goodness. Printer is trying to unload the filament, but it's not working. Why is it not moving? It feels like the filament is stuck somewhere in this whole thing here. It's not cut. Why is it not working? That's an interesting question. Where is it stuck now? Filament seems to be stuck somewhere. Here in the printhead, or where is it? No, it's not stuck. It's actually here. It's clean. It has a clean cut here. It's like, so that's not the issue. Retract issue. Filament cannot return. Please resolve the issue. Like, why is it not returning? Something's blocking here. And I have no idea what is stopping it from moving. So, did I make some mistake here? No, it shouldn't be. Don't know where it's stuck, to be honest. Good question. Where is the filament stuck? It's trying to retract, but it is not moving. It's interesting. Where could it be? Where could it be stuck? So let's start. Let's start here. Actually, I'm gonna start at the back. So I'm just gonna trying to unplug this whole thing. Like we're trying to unplug here, which we don't need to, but we have filament going into the filament buffer thingy. I'm wondering if it's stuck here. Is it? Probably not. So, oh, it's kind of stuck in. It was kind of stuck in a tube. As if. Just wondering if it's. Is this stuck in the filament buffer? No. Okay, so let's try this again. Just trying to figure out. Oh yeah. It was actually stuck in the PTFE tube. So is the PTFE tube, is the resistance too high? I'm just wondering. Wondering why the resistance was that high. So the filament wasn't stuck in the nozzle, it wasn't stuck in the extruder, it was actually stuck in the PTFE tube. That's strange. Maybe the resistance was too high in the PTFE tube, but how could it be? What do you think? Well, we'll just try to use different filament now, hoping that this problem is just not gonna come back. So start with black here. Okay, so loading the black filament, green. So then we have, well, it seems to be unloading, but it feels like there is quite a bit of resistance there. I'm just curious if this is going to become an issue. Now we have the skin color. So what's next? Well, it feels like there is kind of a resistance there. I'm personally a little bit worried about this problem coming back soon. In terms of once the filament has been in the extruder and it has been even like it becomes even more rough due to the gears that leave some unavoidable mark, it's going to be even more resistance. Like if you maybe want to replace the PTFE2. What's happening? I don't know. I don't know what the best strategy is. I think that for me personally, this feels like this material has to overcome quite a bit of resistance. So maybe we'll just start replacing the one that goes into the CFS from the buffer. This one, I'm not sure that we can replace it. I mean, we have something that is certainly not long enough here. These are all definitely too short. So this feels like this is the only one that will work. Okay, let's try with the last one. I'm not sure if this will work. So let's see. Filament number 4. By the way, this is the part that we just printed here. This is seems like a speed test or something. And this sounds rather weird. Like if it's trying to push the filament and it's not happy. Is it? Well, just give it a try. Let's see. Let's map the colors now. So first one is edit brown, whatever. Second one is even darker. Generic. No, this is generic. Yeah, PLA. Okay, we have to go for a darker brown or a brighter. This is a little bit. Maybe this color. I don't know. Not a perfect match. So this one is number 3 is kind of a skin color, generic brand. Skin color. Not easy to find this. So we use this brown, we use this color here. Yeah, probably want to use this one here. I mean, finding the right colors, like this looks weird. To be honest, it's way off. Do we have different choices here? No. So maybe just go for, I don't know, something that is kind of yellowish. Even if it's not the right color here. And the last one is definitely the black, of course. But yeah, mapping these colors is difficult because they're totally not matching. I think we can leave it open. And what I'm trying now is in the software figuring out how we are going to map those colors. So is there any way how we can synchronize now, like on Bambu Lab software, we can usually go and Try to synchronize auto mapping. I have no idea, to be honest. Choose the filament color, which doesn't really matter to me, honest. And this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever that exactly means. Auto mapping, flushing volumes. Probably don't want to change that. Should we just remove the last filament maybe? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, which sounds fine. So how do we see this if this is matching what's on the printer? So there is a device tab and it's offline. So we can't really see if this is working. So I'm just going to use the USB stick. We are going to copy the file on the USB stick and we're going to not use the cloud. This cloud is not working today. There is a problem with this file. Okay, with this drive. No, not now. Scan and fix. Good. Slice the plate. Okay. Send print. Export sliced file. Export all sliced file. Plate sliced file. Okay, let's plate sliced. Export the file. Can we, please? Can we not? Why not? What are you waiting for? Okay, so can we please put this file onto the USB? It's not letting me. Slice all. Okay, slice all. Can you please do it now? Nothing happening here. Export, send print, not working. Export the sliced file, all files. I'm wondering what should I do now here? Man. Slice all, okay. That's done. Export. Why can I not export this file? Upload to Creality Cloud. Export and upload. What if I want to just save it to my USB stick? It's not, the button is not enabled. Why is it not working? How is this possible? Like, why is it? I just want to have it on my USB drive. Wow. Come on. So maybe you just want to remove the drive one more time because it had a problem. Eject only disk. Okay. It's fine. Let's remove it. Let's remove this one. Okay, so let's try one more time. Insert. What's happening? Yes, delete it. Okay, so there is nothing on the stick anymore. Send print, export files, upload to cloud. Interesting. What happens if I upload it to the cloud? Where can I get the file? Oh my God, Creality, what are you doing to me? Confirm. So what happens if I uploaded it to the cloud? Is it available there? So what about my files? Print files. Okay. Prints. Multi-printer control. Print files. Locally uploaded files. Well, I uploaded the file to Creality Cloud and it's not showing here. Locally uploaded. Here it is. Download the file. There we go. So we can download it from the cloud. Oh my goodness. Does it have to be that complicated? So we have the file on the USB drive. We can remove it now and hopefully we can use it in the printer. So let's put it in. USB flash drive inserted. Okay. File, USB drive, empty. So there is nothing on the USB drive. At least it can't see this file. Maybe I have to unzip the file because it's some kind of zip file. I'm not sure if it's even recognized by the app. Fix it. Yo, what's up? I swear choosing a 3D printer is so hard. Yeah, Dr. Borg, that's true. It's not easy. Just trying to figure out an issue with Creality Cloud. We have to upload files to this printer manually, unfortunately. Why is it not? This is a compressed file. Can we just unzip this file? Extract the file? All files? Can we please do that? Yes. Okay, so it's just a G-code file. And yes. Okay, so I have just unzipped the file on the USB drive because it was zip GZ file. So let's try one more time with an unzipped G-code file, whether the printer recognizes it or not. Yes, my friends. The printer has found the file. Let's start printing. Now, question of the day is, how do we map the colors? Now the OL is showing in the original colors. Next, here we go. We can map. So black is mapped to black. The skin color is mapped to number 3, which is good. I mean, maybe we want to go with the 1, and we want to map skin to number 3 actually, and this is mapped to 2. So we can remap all the colors to different slots. So this was, I think this was a darker color. Was it? That should be number 2, which is right. The second one was skin color, which is in my case it's number 3. This was I think this was the feet. This is number 1, and black is black. Print. Okay, so we should be good to go with 4 different colors, but personally I'm a little bit worried about that the multi-material unit might get stuck because it wasn't really working when it was trying to retract the green one. And there was actually no, like there was some resistance here in this PTFE tube. So I'm wondering if that is the reason. We'll figure it out. I hope this problem doesn't come back. Whew. So maybe we want to, is the printer starting? So let's take a quick look at the giveaways. How are people doing in terms of nozzles? What's the status quo? We currently have 12 entrants into the giveaway. Not many people yet. How many people are online? 20 people are watching on YouTube. 15 people are watching on Twitch. So it's probably all people that are watching on Twitch, except 3 people have entered already. For everyone on YouTube, if you're interested to participate in the giveaway, you need to go on to Twitch and watch a couple of minutes more, like at least 5 minutes. Then you can enter the giveaway. How it works is explained here, but it's the wrong text, interesting enough. Why is it saying 100 Amazon voucher? Now, don't get confused about the text. It's actually the printer that we're giving away, not this here. This problem is that I can't fix the text once this whole thing has started. And that's it. I can try, but I think it's not working. No, we can't change the text. Unfortunate. So, countries that I'm shipping to. This is the countries that I'm shipping the printer to. European Union, Switzerland, UK, Ireland, and rest of Europe except Russia. So I'm not shipping to the United States because it's too expensive. Also not Canada, not Australia, not Asia, not any country outside of EU. Like, if someone wins and can handle, then I'm fine. The thing is that the whole thing, the shipping to, let's say, United States is likely going to cost, I think, $150 just for a shipping cost with DHL. And I mean, if you can get yourself a shipping label that I can use to, I don't know, send it via FedEx or UPS or whatever, and they're gonna fetch it, well, I'm fine, but I've just seen that any other country is crazy. Anything overseas basically is super important. And the import fees is also not very low. So it can be quite a bit. So don't underestimate taxes and import fees, because the shipping companies will charge you for that separately, and they will charge you shipping, import fees, and taxes, right? So that's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense to ship it to all countries. What you can do is you can check yourself if you can get yourself some in-country company shipping label maybe from UPS or something, or DHL, and it might be cheaper than buying it in Germany, actually. And then there is the paperwork, which can be reasonably amount of work if we want to ship it to countries outside of Europe in general. Yeah, tariffs. Sure. I mean, this is like, there's lots of factors that can come in. That's why I don't think it makes so much sense to send it outside of Europe. But my friends, I'm trying to get some sponsorship agreements done where the actual sponsor is sending the stuff, which definitely makes more sense when the sponsor is sending the stuff directly from China. Then I don't have to care, but I'm not there yet. So maybe we're gonna see this later throughout the year that we can make this work. But for now, it's me personally sending the stuff out. Okay, so the printer is preparing. Let's just close this down. thing must be don't want to have is we want to have this PTV tube somehow getting stuck here. Or getting unwinded. I think also the small winding here, I'm not sure if this is the perfect way to do it. It should, ideally, should be straight, because then it's probably also not going to have that much resistance. Honestly, if they have this kind of a very tight loop here, could create more resistance that we actually want. So I'm not sure, maybe you just want to give it some weight here. So it's loading one filament. Now the question is how much resistance. Now it seems to be fine, actually. I'm just wondering, why was there so much resistance there in the first place? So loading one filament, loading the first color. And we're going to start with, I think, is this the color for the feet? Probably. And we'll probably have some purge bucket here. We need something to collect all the purge stuff. What can we use? Maybe an empty filament box will do the job. I think this is actually the best. Let's take one here. Could this work? No, it's not low enough. At least not for the first couple of layers. So we probably need some kind of purge collection bucket. So why is it now retracting the filament? Is it not? Oh, it just printed one little dot here. Okay, let's go and watch this a little bit closer. Come on. Okay, so I just printed this super tiny piece here. Good. So changing filament one more time. That's always creating these little poops here. Can you see this? This is the filament waste for every single color change. So very similar to what Bamboo Lab is doing. Okay, so this perch tower getting printed in gray. Or was it? What's the color? Ah, that's the skin color. Okay. Okay. How far out are you going to place this, my friend? Very much to the corner of the print bed. Almost going over it, to be honest. So probably just printing a couple of things here, like very, very little, and then it's changing again. Yeah, here we go. We have another little thingy printed. filament has been cut, and we're going back to purging. So this could go on quite a while now, and I have no idea like what was the print time calculation for this little thing. Let me see. What was the original calculation for print time? Serious error. No. So the print time calculation. Can we see this somewhere? Changes of filament, printing time 6 hours. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think this is probably going to finish tomorrow. Somewhere during the night, sometime during the night it's gonna finish. We're gonna not wait for it. So I will definitely show you the result in the morning once it's done. But it's working. It's loading the filament. Back and forth, doing the purging. It's working, my friends. So let's try this. So I'd suggest in the meanwhile, while this is printing, we are doing our giveaway thingy. So let's do this. We have 1,125 tickets in the giveaway pot. 13 people have entered for the Ender 3 V3 giveaway. And I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to do your entrance, to put your nozzles into the bucket if you want. And then we're going to close it, right? So 5 more minutes to go. We're going to end it at 11:50 CET. So in 5 minutes, we're going to end entering. So you have a couple more minutes to do it. So printer is unloading, loading new filament. Purging. So yeah, and the unfortunate thing is cloud printing didn't work, but it's maybe not Creality's fault, because my smartphone actually shows me that I'm still not connected to my Wi-Fi. So is this completely, I think it's completely broken now. I have no idea why. It's always connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting from the Wi-Fi. So even my phone has this problem now. And even if I'm connected, I can't load any page, so I have no idea. I have to fix this before we can really reasonably tell whether cloud printing works or not. I know this is very unfortunate, but it's also not that kind of a huge deal, because cloud printing, I mean, not everyone needs it and wants it. So but we have seen that just slicing the file on your computer and uploading it to a USB stick into the printer works fine. Printer is printing the file, so it's working. So I'm gonna update you on a cloud topic once I've figured out what the problem is. So now it seems at least that loading and unloading the filament is working in a reasonable speed. And it's also not, filament is not really getting stuck anymore, which is good. And it's switching between the different colors now and purging. Hacked by Chinese Great Firewall? I don't think so. I think it's like, the Wi-Fi issue has been going on for a couple of days now. And I have an idea why it happens, probably what the reason might be, but I have to confirm it. I guess that it has to do with the fact that I've switched from like I have this mesh network that has 3 satellites, or like it's 3 pods basically. One is connected via cable to the internet, and the other ones are connected to the main station using Wi-Fi. And then I switched from this mesh mode, which is only working with one device connected to the Ethernet. And it really, like, you cannot connect any other of these mesh pods to the Ethernet, because then it gets completely confused. I switched to the wired backhaul mode, which means you can connect multiple of the pods to the Ethernet, and it's gonna, like, the backhaul connection will be through Ethernet. And I think one of the mesh routers is, there is no cable connection there, and I think that one is the one that I'm always getting connected to. Like this, the one that doesn't have the backhaul connection, which sounds weird, but I can only imagine that this might be the issue. It's the mesh router is TP-Link Deco whatever. I think Deco 25, and it works fine, but it stopped working when I switched to the cable backhaul connection. Maybe I need to switch back to Wi-Fi backhaul, and that's it. Might be the issue actually, and that's maybe the only reason why it doesn't work. Maybe that's the whole thing, and I just made a mistake by doing that. But I'm gonna figure it out probably in the next couple of days by testing it. So we have a few layers printed, and the purge bucket gets bigger. I don't have a decent purge bucket yet, but this is already the purge from a couple of layers, like probably 2-3 layers. So multiple filament changes, multiple color changes. This is what you get. You get a lot of waste. That is the downside of printing multicolor, is with a single extruder printer versus, like, if you have a multi-nozzle printer like the Prusa XL or a tool changer in general. These printers can handle multiple filaments at the same time without purging, and that's definitely saving you filament, and it's also like just less wasted material, just better for the environment. But this is what probably 99% of people will have when they are printing multicolor, is these kind of purge blocks and poop buckets, right? That's the matter of the thing, right? That's how it is. Now the good thing is now the loading and unloading of filament works like seamlessly. There's no problem anymore. Maybe my PTFE tube just wasn't really perfectly inserted into the buffer, and now there's just no problem anymore. It's 23:1. What do you mean? You mean in terms of how much filament it is? Oh yeah, it's already time. It's time. You're right. We should do the giveaway. Okay, so we're closing the giveaway now. 3, 2, 1. It is closed. Thanks for a reminder. And we are drawing a winner now. We are drawing a winner. Let's do it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And the winner is Ivo Clark. Congratulations for winning Now the question of the day is, where is Ivo Clark living? I have no idea. So maybe Ivo Clark, you can post quickly in the chat and where you are living so that we can confirm that it's working for you. And you are in the UK, so good luck that you're in the UK. Good for me and good for you. Great. So I'm gonna contact you over Twitch private chat. And I'm gonna just send you a message there. Yeah. So, hi. And you should have it in your Twitch chat window. So, and I sent you some messages in the chat, so please send me your full address, Ivo Clark. So you should see the message in Twitch popping up, and so you can answer that there. You can also send me your email address there, so I can send you more. Like, we can also exchange that information. You don't have to do it on Twitch, actually. Maybe just give me your email there. I think it's easier for us to change. So congratulations again, Ivo Clark winning the N3V3, and our little Creality High printer is still doing great. It's loading and unloading and printing our tiny articulated owl. I didn't mention that it's actually articulated, so this is not only like a multicolor test, but it's probably also gonna show us if the print parts are gonna stick together, or not, if it's gonna work with the articulated parts. I'm really looking forward to see the result there. So, yeah, what we'll do is this is going to take another 6 hours something to print. I'm just gonna leave the printer running. And you can come back tomorrow morning, like in Germany time. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna post a little video about getting this off the build plate if nothing fails, hopefully. I hopefully can post that video tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you how it went, and then you can check it out on my social media. Links are basically everywhere on the channel, so you can find that result. And we're gonna discuss the next project. I have an idea what I'm gonna print with the printer. Probably a couple more of multicolor prints, a little bit of a fleet of little animals. And then it's probably also upgrade time for this printer to print a couple of add-ons, especially for the poop bucket, which we definitely need. If I'm looking at my table now, there is lots of these little pieces of poop all over the place, and it's probably also falling down on the ground. So I need to do a few of these probably recommended upgrades so that the printer is actually better usable with multicolor printing. So yeah, let's leave it running. So just closing down this thingy. Now, yeah, I'm gonna keep you posted on the multicolor stuff and also on the Wi-Fi issues. We'll definitely have to catch up next week live here, how it all goes in terms of Wi-Fi printing. I hope that until then I can fix my Wi-Fi problems. And next week we are going to most likely we're going to unbox another printer next week as well, and we have another printer giveaway next week. So definitely don't want to miss out next week's live stream, because I told you I have too many 3D printers and I need to give away more stuff. So that's why next week I'm gonna do another 3D printer giveaway. And next week we're gonna do it a little bit differently because the printers that I still have to give away, they're like probably not the best 3D printers because they're also a little bit older, but we're gonna have a kind of a wheel going on where we are going to like draw from the wheel which printer is gonna be next for the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. The new bamboo, the new bamboo, you mean the big one. Let's see. Let's see if it really happens next week, the new printer. I'm so curious. Okay, so I'm gonna see you next week back on the channel. New printer, new giveaway, and in the meanwhile, stay tuned on my channels about progress with testing this printer and making some multicolor awesome stuff. See you then. I wish you a good week until then. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy. Most important part, stay healthy. Enjoy life. Enjoy 3D printing. And maybe you want to find some more interesting prints that you want to share with me. One last thing, I don't want to forget about this. I have also updated the Discord server. I wanted to make some changes here. And maybe I want to just bring it up for the people who are still watching. A couple of people are still watching. So the Discord server has changed and is mainly moved 9 now. If you need anything from there, I just kept basically the channels that we had the most interesting discussions on, and I deleted a lot of the channels where there was basically zero activity and also like nothing from historical, nothing historic in terms of like anything that is worth keeping. Now, at some point in the future, I'm probably gonna delete the oldest ones if there is nothing happening there anymore. Now, we're really down to the most important channels, and I'm still working on the onboarding experience. So I'm gonna have an onboarding experience very soon where new members to the Discord server are going to like answer some questions, and then you have an even like more specific channel selection. And of course, there are gonna be more channels in the future, but they're gonna be more about the community side of things. Everything that's related to asking questions is going to go into the tech help section. That means if you have a technical question about a printer or a problem with a printer or anything that you would like to ask and you don't know the answer, and no one has yet posted about it, here is an easy way now in the tech help section. You can search for the basically your question, and if you don't find anything related to your question, you can ask it and by adding a new post, right? And then you can start writing your question here, and then we're going to try to answer your question, and hopefully people from the community will support as well so that you get your answer posted here. Now, the good thing about doing this differently now is that it doesn't get interweaved with other discussions in the main channels, right? So the previous problem was that like everyone was discussing everything everywhere, and there was like multiple discussions going on in the same channel. And if you were looking for your answer to your question that you posted yesterday, it might have been that there has been 3 other discussions going on in the meanwhile in the same channel. And so that's confusing. And then searching for an answer to any specific question would also mean that you would have to go through all of the chat messages and figure out where it was. And now this is definitely completely different because you have this kind of forum style where a question is getting asked and then you have a discussion going on in the question. And nothing that is related to question leaves the question, and you can always like go back to the specific question and find all the discussion about it. Much better organization in a way. So anything that you want to ask in the future, please ask it in a tech help section, and I'm going to improve the onboarding experience for new people so they all get this right. Then we have the chat rooms that we're gonna keep like basically the main discussions. Like if you want to chat for chatting with people about interesting stuff, this is still the way to do it. And it's more about the community discussions are going to be here in the normal chats. And then we're gonna create private rooms basically where you can go and maybe discuss stuff in like in a group of 3 people, 4 people. And so that you have kind of a place to discuss stuff and also your hobbies. And we're gonna have a completely separate hobby section where we can add different discussion channels for different hobbies. But again, it's more about you, the community, discussing topics about your hobbies and maybe your favorite things that you want to share. But as soon as it comes to like really discussing like technical questions and problems that you want to discuss or ask questions about, then we have the new tech help section, which is there to structure this much better now. Yeah, link to the Discord server is on YouTube. Basically, in all of my YouTube videos, there is an invitation link, and the invitation link to the Discord server is always like also posted here in the chat. So it's like basically repeating it. I think it should have been posted here a couple of times already by the bot. But if not, has it? I'm not sure, actually. Yeah, maybe we should post it one more time. Maybe let's post the invitation link here. Where is it? Invite people. No, not invite friends. Added the invite link, no limit. Copy. So that should be, why? Can we please copy the invitation link? So why isn't it working? Interesting, it's not working. Generate a new link, copy the link. Why are you not doing it? Not working. Probably because of the streamer mode. Yeah, it's probably the streamer mode. Let me do this without streamer mode. Well, suddenly it works. Suddenly it works. Discord server. That's the link. So if you want to join this Discord server, I'm happy to have you there. Please feel free to ask any questions, discuss anything that you want to discuss, and also ask me if you you can contact me there and ask me for new channels because we want to have one more section that's like a fresh section that's going to be about your hobbies, and for any given hobby, I'm happy to create a new channel. But again, it's like really community discussions going on there. There is also my share with Daniel section here, where you can do 2 different things here. One is to suggest videos. If you want me to make a video about a specific topic, then please make a video suggestion here. If you have stream clips from Twitch that you created, also post it here. But again, I'm gonna make a separate video about all the changes anyway, so you can watch that at any given time later on YouTube, where I'm going through all of the different changes anyways. Again, once everything is done, I'm still changing a lot of things here, adding stuff and removing stuff until we have a much better community, hopefully, and much better places, more distinct places where we wanna store information. Now there is one thing here, free stuff. That's where I'm gonna post all of the giveaways and also discount codes that I'm stumbling upon. And then we have the notification, and definitely also the notifications are going to be much more specific for you, so you don't get notified about stuff that you don't want to be notified about. Okay, but that's mostly it, right? we're not finally done yet. Stream schedule is like normally Wednesday evening, 9 p.m. Central European. At the moment, this is a weekly stream. Currently, I'm not intending to change it because that's kind of my personal commitment now. Also with my family, that we're gonna do this on Wednesdays. But there might be occasional spontaneous streams happening when I have the time to do this. For example, next week might be that we're gonna stream because I have 2 more free days next week. So there might be an opportunity to do a little bit more streaming next week. But yeah, usually you can like kind of count on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central European time for the stream. And the most up-to-date stream schedule is always on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, you will always see like the next stream announced ahead. And if you think it's useful, I can also like announce the dates for the next upcoming streams also in the Discord server. Like we could basically just put it in the like probably a separate channel that we could call stream schedule, so that you don't like if you're interested and you want to get notified. Again, I think it's like the whole thing that I want to change with the Discord server is really like having distinct notifications for people who want to get notified about certain stuff and don't want to get notified about other things they're not interested in, because currently I think everyone is notified about everything all the time. And I think the good Discord servers have a structure where you can select the channels more like specifically about topics, and then you only get notified about the interests that you have. And this is the next step for me. That's also part of the onboarding experience, right? But yeah, I'm gonna tell you more once it's done. And for example, yeah, Evo Clark, send me your email address, ideally on Twitch, so we can exchange the information. Now, yeah, more infos about Discord in a separate video. I'm still working on the details, but I think I made some progress already, and I'm gonna be there probably next week. We're gonna have much better structures going on. I see you next week, my friends. Wish you all the best. Good night.